What's up, YouTube? Today I wanted to do more of a longer video and just talk about my garden, and we'll start in the back and we'll walk our way through. But my pollinator setup is just a 50-gallon plastic drum, and you just cut it in half. Add handles with some strong plastic rope if you want, or however, you can do it a bunch of different ways. But basically, I got my figs right here, and we'll go through them. I got the Nera 600M. Honestly, the figs, all these figs, I've only had a Chicago Hardy in my lifetime, and for some reason this year I was like, well, I want to add fruit trees to my garden, and I really didn't know where I was gonna go with fruit trees, and figs popped right up. So I decided, let's add some more. I'm probably gonna have around 25 when I'm done collecting fig varieties, but these are just all varieties that I thought would be good for me, and they just looked delicious and had great descriptions, and I'm interested to grow them. But basically, yeah, the Nera 600M, if you look at that fig, it's like a beautiful fig. It's a smaller, beautiful fig. And then we got the red Lebanons. I picked that one because of it has like a yellow reddish strawberry color, and I just was interested about that. This one I got at the Burpee Open, and it's a compact dwarf fig tree, and it basically has small nutty tasting figs from what I've read, and I'm excited to try that. I also wanted to get the Ruby Red too. That's another compact dwarf one I was looking for, but I can't find a cutting right now that's cheap. Salem White, this one was gifted to me. It's a honey fig, and apparently it's really good. I got the Isbat, which everyone said, like talking to other people who collect figs, they always said Isbat, and I looked it up, and it did look good. The Harry's Crate is basically a like green fig with like a nice blood red seedy inside, and I'm kind of excited about this one, but it's definitely one of the ones that I'm looking forward to other ones more than this one. This one I just kind of impulse bought. The Roberts Golden Rainbow, this was my first cutting that I acquired this year, and basically I was super excited because the figs are like yellow and gold inside, and it just looks like an all-around good fig to try. And as you can see, I got my my Colonel Littman's Black Cross, and that's like kind of like a black outside, blood red inside, kind of good looking. The Papa John was a gift. Someone gave me it because I bought 4 cuttings off them. And I got the La Magdalene and the Black Celeste. Both these ones I'm excited about. These look really good. And then also I got what's this one? The Smiths. And I got the Smiths variety because everybody kind of like the Isbat were like, try this. So I got excited and I got that too. So that's my little fig collection. Then we go into the eggplant selection, and which the Black Beauties are what I got growing right now, and then I got Chinese string, and then the patios. But basically, I want to try a different variety of Black Beauties next year. So my strawberry plants are doing good. They're finally starting to get like a little fall color, which I mean is cool, but they should be putting out more, because then we go back into the temperature range of the ever-bearing strawberries start producing. As you can see, like the flowers are coming in, but they're getting like smaller kind of berries, but they're still good. They're just not ideally grown. And my oldest strawberry plant's only on its second year, so I just started collecting strawberries last year. Then basically here's the Chinese string. It's an interesting eggplant. It has like a milky feel to it, but it's good. And right now, my all-time favorite of this year was definitely the patio variety. They just put out so many little eggplants, so many, like and they just keep coming. Look at that, 3 of them right there. And I must have picked like roughly 250, 300 off of 5 plants, which is awesome. Some cabbage I relocated when I combined all my towers together, as you can see. So right here I got yellow pears, which are I saw a bird started biting on this one, but I got tons of yellow pears this year, and honestly they became one of my favorite varieties. I added red pears to the collection too for next year, so I'm gonna have like red and yellow pears, which is cool. And I got the what are these? The sun golds, and basically they honey golds, sun golds. They got a bunch of different names, but I got them, and they did really well this season. I definitely recommend them. I got another variety kind of like this called Honey Bubbles coming, which I'm excited. People say they taste like honey, which I love honey. And so these are the super sweet 100s, and these guys just produce all the time. What a great plant. Now, my biggest downfall with my indeterminate varieties is that I couldn't grow them the way that they should have been grown, because you can't really do that with stake method. But for next year, well, this fall, after I clear everything out, I'm building a trellis system that's going to run 2 24-foot 9-foot high PVC pipings across, and basically I'm going to be able to more or less control the indeterminates up against the fence. And then along the front, I did the measurements. We're doing 10-foot 3, so it's going to be 2 10s, and then in the back maybe I think it was like 6 foot, so there's going to be an extra 6-foot trellis that's going to be going over there. I don't know if the one behind it's going to be added. I would really like to do 3 10s, but the banana plants are in the way, and I will never get rid of these, because these are pretty much how like everything started for me. Between this and the moonflowers, I started collecting plants. I was doing some work with my father, and in the backyard of the lady's house, after we got done, she's like, if you want any banana plants, take them. So I took a shovel, I dug up a couple, I gave 2 to my friend, another one to another friend, and then I kept 3 for myself. And now 7 years later, that's how big they are. They're beautiful too. Like, it's just crazy how big the leaves are getting. Like, look at the size of that middle one. So basically we run over here and we get to the Black Beauties, which are being grown next year. That variety put out, I really liked it. So we got the Sweet Creams, which these are definitely ones that you want to have trellis, that's for sure. I wish I had more trellis, but this was just a rough run this year. And you can see the wine jugs, they need a lot of nitrogen. I'm going to grow a couple next year, but I'm going to move them to a different place. I think maybe over behind these ones. Just, trial and error with everything. But so far, only like five 4 varieties of tomato plants I didn't really like this year. But the sweet creams are coming back. The black beauties, the queen of the nights are coming back. The pineapple pigs were awesome. Such a great variety. Grow them. They're great. Like they're still producing and they just keep going. And the cool part is this plant actually got attacked by blight and it got healthy again and fought it off. And now we're getting more tomatoes, So basically, like, the goal for these vertical gardens next year is we're definitely doing cabbage, and I want to max these out with oh, that's a good one, little guy. So I want to max this out with strawberries next year. That's 100%. I want my strawberry towers maxed out. So as the strawberry plants get more bushy, the water will remain underneath better. I realized in the middle of summer is that I should have let more decaying growth cover the areas that weren't covered to help keep water in the bins through the hot days. But that's just trial and error, I got some more pepper varieties right here. I got King of the North and then Lesios. And basically, let me eat this strawberry. So small, but so tasty. It's crazy. So we go back. The reason I have a trail is because it makes me feel more like in nature. Like this is kind of my own little field, If you look, it's like, it just gives, like when it's hot and you're barefoot and you're just walking on them, feels good. These are the Barry's Crazy Cherries. You gotta grow these. These things are awesome. They're just such a fun variety of tomatoes to grow. Yet another one, I'm gonna try and do more of like keeping the smaller tomatoes together. I'm gonna be working with dwarf varieties more next year too. So that was more important to me. And this is all like you build as you grow. Like a lot of people want to just go straight to gung-ho, and it's like, just enjoy it. You gotta learn, You can't properly learn if you have too many things going on and you neglect certain things. So like before you get basically set up with the garden like mine, you're gonna have to hoe it out and add compost, and there's so much that goes into gardening, like, that people just don't understand. But this stump is getting dug out hopefully this fall. I mean, it's in there though. It's kind of in there, but I'm gonna dig it out after I clear out the beds for the following year and add all the compost and all that stuff. So the wandering cucumbers, they are an interesting thing, I swear. They're like little watermelon lookers, and they just keep growing. And oh, here's some babies, because I thought that was cool the first time I saw the babies. And it's like their flowers are just kind of beautiful. They remind me of they're just so small. Definitely if you plant these, just know they're gonna cover an area, because this was literally two. If you see, there's one and there's two right there. So, and it did all this. These are the candy roasters, and I am excited for them. I heard nothing but good things about the candy roasters, but in the Breaker Creek Seed catalog. And then I got the red Curie, the Kuris. These are an heirloom tomato that a friend gave me, so I kind of just added them to my garden, It's kind of, would I add it next year? Yeah, it's a slow grower. The heirlooms grow really slow, to be honest. And most of my plants were fighting blight, but they basically said, nah, not today. I think it was more or less just heat stress too than blight, just normal plants, killing off the low leaves to get taller and healthier. But these are all my yellow squash and zucchini. As you can see, I got a lot, but man, I wish I grew more of those this year. These are the woolly cates. And I notice as the plant gets bigger, like the leaves down bottom lose their fuzz. But look at the fuzz on this. And even on the tomatoes. It's cool. 2 of them did really well, and this one, I don't know what's going on with. I could see like their seeds being rough because they just, like, it kind of reminds me of like genetics and stuff, and like it's cool and all, but the genetics are gonna have to be, with time I guess will get better and grow faster, and maybe, because I'm pretty sure even when I started the seeds there was like a little problem, but I'm not sure. And it's kind of an interesting variety. Am I growing any fuzzy tomatoes next year? No. I'm focusing more on heirlooms and stuff. But look, we got a little squash bug. Where you at? There it is. Oh, it just flew away. But I have Barentinos in the back, which they're a cool variety. They're cool. They are cool. They got like these big, almost horn-looking orange tomatoes. They're pretty cool. These are called the Bleeding Hearts. Definitely growing them next year. They put out numbers. What a great variety. Tons of tomatoes. Well through the summer too. We made it through the summer and they're still growing, and that's awesome. That's what you look for. I got my little Patriot blueberry bush right here. It's a it's a high bush, so, and it's self-pollinating, so that's why I got that. And I wanted to add a bush to like help with the sun next year over there, but I wanted to be a bush that produced, and I had this blueberry bush in a pot, and I was like, I might as well put it there. That sounds good. That way I'll have blueberries out of that corner next year. We got the mini San Marzanos. Am I growing them next year? Yes. But the minis are going along the front here, and all the dwarfs and minis, and that's all going there. We got Michael Pollens, which they grow good. They're a good growing tomato. But basically, what I personally don't care for green tomatoes, but some people do, and I wanted to grow them just because. But they are a good looking tomato. They get like a nice yellow. This is one of the boar's tooth that just didn't really get the size because I was figuring out how I'm gonna get more coverage, because what I noticed this summer is it just gets too hot over here this whole time, because it's direct sun right on that corner. And I don't think the fact that there's metal and then also cement to hold the post in, I think that helps with the dehydration of that area. But right here we got some boar's berries. Growing them next year for sure. They were a great variety. They're a nice sized cherry tomato almost. So the ones that I grew were red and yellow, and I guess maybe they won't all be yellow or red. It's just a luck of the draw. Got my grand name. I have a real fascination with banana plants and exotic fruit, but we live in Pennsylvania, so. But you see, we got a little baby right here, little pup, and just doing great. Got the peppers, more strawberries, beautiful flower. That's gonna be a big strawberry. And right here I had the tangerine dreams peppers. I got a red caviar lime, finger lime. I got a Persian lime tree. I got most of this, they're strawberry stuffers right there, or cherry stuffers right there. Then we got California Wonders, Chinese Giants. I planted beets in between as like an experiment to see, can I grow beets in basically low light, underneath. It didn't really work that well. I think beets need to have more light because they grew slower. So then I replanted more beets right here where there's more light, and I'm just testing that out. It's all trial and error. That's like when you see when people get frustrated, you got to remember. I just saw this guy. Dang, see that? I hate when that happens. My pepper is a perfectly good pepper and it got a little thing. But you see what happened? It got stuck in between the stem and it kind of made it deformed. But that happens. I have jalapenos, and there's some jalapeno flowers. They're cool. Beautiful white flower. All peppers have nice flowers, I believe. I think they're like small and just kind of cool. The California Wonders, definitely a pepper that you need to add to your garden. If you want Bell's, California Wonders, the Giants, I really liked my sweet banana peppers too. This thing started putting out like so early in the season and it's still going. Now, what I gotta do this season is I gotta save all the pepper plants pretty much. I'm gonna save every single one of these except for the cherry stuffer. I'm not gonna grow them. I'm not gonna grow the giant, I can't even remember how to say the last name of it. And then also the mini bells did so well, but I haven't decided if I'm growing them next year. Just because I'd rather have more bell peppers, like big bells than little bells. And I'm gonna need space because I'm doubling up on the lemons and the tangerines because they did so good. So essentially I'm wintering as many as I can. Then I'm gonna start seeds too, and I'm gonna start enough seeds to cover if these don't last a winter. So at least next year I have a backup plan is if these don't survive the winter. But all these and my figs are gonna go in the garage. There's a bunch of carrots and beets that are here. Just growing more beets. I'm really trying to figure out my beet solution because they're really a must-have for me because I love beets and they're personally my favorite thing to eat. I think them just boiled with a little salt is so delicious. I got my Meyer lemon. This is an improved one. It's growing great. But I cut back my asparagus and I don't know if I maybe killed a couple crowns from cutting it back. But definitely my asparagus is getting relocated when I build my new beds here, which is next year. Just basically kind of taking my time because I know once I get to where I want to be, the next upgrade is going to be buying land. So basically I really want to believe that I can do what I need to do for my family and also to give some food to other families because I love giving food to people that are eating it. Like If I give you food and I see you don't eat it, I won't give food anymore, just because that's how I am. Because like I I put a lot of work into this, a lot of time, a lot of research, thoughts, money. It's like, and you ask for stuff and then you don't eat it, you get the X. Because there's other people that are starving, and I'd rather feed people that are gonna eat my stuff. And the mango tree is doing so good. This is like probably my favorite thing is my mango bush. My mango tree. Sorry, I meant to say tree. But I just love the leaves on it, and it gives me that like maybe like exotic vibe for me. This is gonna go in the basement. Then I got this little papaya, and it's going really well, honestly. It just keeps making new leaves. It's doing really well. Honestly, I'm excited to see that grow, because it's taken off, and I heard they start producing in like 6 to 8 months. And that's not like, realistically, for a fruit tree, if you go on a fruit tree and it's producing in 6 months to 8 months, that's cool. That's a win in itself. These are all just cuttings that I take and to gift or whatever. It's just basically, I love to help other people start a collection too, because I'm definitely not insecure about other people gardening with me. And basically we got basil, cucumbers, 2 varieties of cucumbers, oregano, Giants of Sicily, radishes, which are growing amazing. I'm impressed, because on the packet it's practically said don't plant them now, and they're doing really well, even better than beets. And it started raining, but basically this is my garden this year, and trust me, it's gonna get better and better, because I really love this, and this is where I find my peace and my quiet. And this is where I get to like have my own little science lab, which it kind of feels like, because there's so many variables and I'm constantly fixing stuff. And like, oh well, I might have grew 10 plants that were kind of, I would say like 20 plants this year I could have got away with not growing, but it's trial and error. You grow what you like, and that's how it goes, and you learn, and you be patient. And another thing I really want to tell other gardeners is I use nutrients. This is my nutrient bin. It's not full right now because I empty it, and I make sure it stays empty just for mosquitoes and stuff. I keep the cap on, but mosquitoes can get anywhere, so be careful with them. And you don't want to just have a cesspool. And basically you just put this into an electric pump, and then you would put your hose line into the out, and you put that into the in part of your electric transfer pump, and that way you could just use this to the in. Just use this. I would fill this with water and then add in nutrients, and I'd try and feed at least every 2 weeks. It is expensive to feed your plants. I don't do maximum allowance. I do like a lighter feedings, because I just would rather do 2 nice size feedings versus 1 big one. Just gives me peace of mind, and that way, like when I'm hand watering everything, I can just take my time and look at my plants, and it's like there's a lot. Just go up close to the banana plants actually before I end the video. But look at that, a new leaf, beautiful, right in Pennsylvania. You got the cold hardy banana plants, almost I don't know, 10 foot tall. But have a good evening. I appreciate everything. I appreciate all the comments and the motivation to keep doing this, because, you know, a lot of people don't have this beautiful garden section that they can grow in. But once I get on to building my add-on and stuff, that's all going to be documented, and I'm going to show it on YouTube. And to be honest, it's quick. And there's like hundreds of ways to do stuff. So literally, when you're researching how you want to go about your garden, is to just basically take your time and make sure that's how you want to do it, and you'll be good. Because I definitely write down all my ideas, and and sometimes they change before I even make them happen. I see something better, and that's why I like really sit on things. Now I got even the whole winter to figure out my upgrade, and which I already figured it out. I know exactly how I'm doing it. It's gonna be awesome. But everybody keep gardening, stay healthy, stay active, and remember to help other people, because this is how I got here. I was taught by my grandparents, and I continue doing it every year. And now I'm pretty much growing everything I could dream of.